I really like Casino Royale. It was a bit of fun. It was a bit more serious than, the things that had come before. But beyond the problems that Quantum of Solace has in itself, which is they didn't really have time for a script, the action scenes were a bit shite, which maybe, let's benefit the doubt, they couldn't have helped because of the writer's strike. But the choices they've made is trouble ahead for the Daniel Craig years.
Yeah.
This moody, get over it. Bond films used to have their own character. I know we talk about everything now, but like every Sean Connery film has a different feel to it. Every Roger Moore film has a different feel to it.
Like, they all seem fun. You know when you go on a tour bus, and someone's at the front going, "Hello, campers, we're going to have a lovely time. Over there's the Pyrenees, there's the Eiffel Tower, whatever." When you're in a Daniel Craig film, it's like have you seen The League of Gentlemen?
Yeah.
When they go down to that cave, Stump Hole Cavern, and Mark Gatiss is that. It was down here, the boy slipped and died. There was nothing I could do about it. Watching his face disappear slowly into the water. That's Daniel Craig in his films. Yeah, exactly. He's just like, oh, come on, lighten it up, mate. It
just feels like one big 7 or 8 hour film after Casino Royale. There's no change in tone or mood. It's just this relentless... and it just feels like the same themes come up again, like, oh, Bond, you're knackered, you're tired, look at you, you're a physical wreck. No, he's not. Have you seen him with his shirt off?
The first thing that annoyed me at the time, no gun barrel.
Yeah, what was that about? I thought the point of Casino Royale was he had earned, because they do the theme at the end of Casino Royale, it's like, now he's Bond. So has he not earned the gun barrel for some reason?
I guess not. Because they go straight to this bewildering car chase.
It's not that impressive, it's not that inventive, and they end up just driving through a quarry. And I wrote down, my first note I wrote was, this just looks like a better shot Walker Texas Ranger.
Yeah.
And then I happened to look up Walker Texas Ranger because I was bored for a lot of this film. Turns out, Walker Texas Ranger was created by Paul Haggis, who wrote this. Yeah. He's just dusted off an old Walker Texas Ranger and said, yeah, I'm Bond.
I mean, this film would benefit from Chuck Norris.
It couldn't
Everybody
hurt,
gets
I'll
one,
say that.
James, he'll say. This is just like 16 edits for one thing.
I saw a video a while back of somebody did a side-by-side comparison of Hollywood action scenes and Hong Kong action scenes. Have you seen this?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
was it the clip from Taken 3?
Yes. Oh my God. Yes, when he jumps over a fence.
He jumps over a fence and it's something like 60 cuts.
Yeah.
I exaggerate with 60 cuts, but it was a lot of cuts to climb over a fence.
It's genius. I think it's 11 cuts.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
And which is, I'm going to say, 10 too many.
I'm Matt Chesney.
And I'm Rick Pearson.
And we're the editors of Quantum of Solace.
Car chase finishes with Bond machine gunning someone. They fall down a gully, and then he pulls up and he opens the boot and says to Mr. White, get out. Now, Mr. White, at this point, how's he not dead? What do you think of the opening titles?
God, even these are freaking boring, aren't they?
Yeah, and the theme tune's fucking dreadful.
Well, it's not a Bond theme. I don't mind the white stripes. It feels like,
it feels like a demo as well. It doesn't feel like it's been properly finished.
The music director was not down with it, and he was trying to kind of convince me to turn it into a ballad or something like that. And, it got interesting. It was like, we're going on tour. I don't have time. I really can't get in there. Knowing full well, I totally have time to fix it if I want.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he brings Mr. White in to be interrogated by M.
Why is it in the basement of a bullfight? Get an office.
Bond secretly pockets a photo of Vesper. It's like, get over it, mate. Jesus Christ.
I have to say this, the guy playing Mr. White has always been fantastic.
Always brilliant, yeah.
I've never seen him in anything else, but he's genuinely a creepy fuck. But he's got that line, he goes, but you don't even know he exists.
The first thing you should know about us is that we have people everywhere.
What the hell is this organisation, Bond? How can they be everywhere and we know nothing about them?
The trailer was good, because that's a creepy line. That's like, okay, they could be in deep trouble here.
Yeah, and then he just looks at Mitchell and goes, "Am I right?" And then Mitchell starts shooting the place up. That's great. The good thing went, "Am I right?" And Mitchell went, "What?" Must have been the other one.
Are you Chris Mitchell? No, Dave Mitchell. The other, he's the other one. Was off today. Bugger. Well, that's that plan bollocks then. Right. What do you want to know?
They go on a big foot race, which is really annoying. And I understand the kind of Bond tradition of X happening while Y is happening, because that's an old thing, like Moonraker with the chase happening while the carnival's on and things like that. But this one's just so annoying because you can't see what's happening.
This is one of the few action scenes where it's got, the premise is really nice, but it's so badly shot. It doesn't land as a gag.
No.
And everything is, because this is also the shortest Bond film ever, I think it was.
Yeah.
It comes in at about 97 minutes after without credits.
Yeah.
So, but it all feels really rushed. So this is, you could really take your time on a lot of these action scenes. Like the opening credit sequence is only 3.5 minutes long. Yeah. It's like they made the whole film at like 4 o'clock on a Friday going, if we hurry up, we can get happy hour in the Worthies, right?
It feels like, and I felt really sorry for Craig during this time because this was the film more than any other, I think. But they put him really through the mill in terms of marketing.
Right.
I remember him doing adverts for Sony TVs. I remember him doing adverts for Coke Zero when it first came out.
Oh, I don't know.
It was called Coke 007.
Oh, God.
And there was adverts for like Panasonic TVs. I might be wrong, but I remember him being in like 4 or 5 marketing campaigns for this film.
So I felt sorry for him that obviously he had to do the adverts and he wouldn't have enjoyed it. But if you sign on to, one of the 5 biggest franchises, probably 3 biggest franchises in the face of the world, Earth, you've got to go, well, I'm probably going to have to sell a couple of TVs and some cereal doing this.
Yeah.
In fact, Lazenby used to do adverts before he did Bond.
He did, yeah.
If he'd had his way, he would have had that. The Majesty's Secret Service, he walked up at the bar and goes, "Pan of Boddingtons, please." What? Yeah.
You got any fried chocolates? What? This is a bar.
Some bars do chocolates, But his legacy lives on, because I think I bought Fry's Turkish Delight in a pub.
Oh, well,
Thank you, George Lazenby.
Thank you, George Lazenby, for your service. But there's a nice joke here that always makes me laugh, where she goes, 5 years he worked for me. And she goes, I bought him an ashtray for his birthday or something. And then Bond goes, I don't think he smoked. His wife died of horrible cancer. Oh, no, I didn't know that. Maybe I shouldn't have bought him those ashtrays.
And before she died, actually, he clubbed her to death with an ashtray. So this is bad.
Yeah. She's crossed because Bond killed Mitchell. And it's like, well, what was he supposed to do?
Oh, I know. I feel like
that's the theme of the film, isn't it? Yeah.
There's a lot of things in this. Like, why'd you do that? He goes, you weren't there, love.
But friend of the show, Rufus Wright, is in this scene, and he plays the man who talks M through the history of these, of how they found these men through these bills. He says, "Mom, we were able to find out who this man is. His name's Slate, and he's staying at a hotel in Port-au-Prince, Haiti." But basically, they give you the impression of, like, if you hurry, you'll catch this Slate guy now. And I'm like, you want me to get it from London to Port-au-Prince, Haiti in, 5 minutes?
Yeah.
But that's what happens. I've always enjoyed the way he kills him, though.
This is a hard-edged Bond I can get behind.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Because he does him in the neck and then he does him in the inner thigh. So he's done both arteries.
Again, just to be clear, yes,
with a knife. Not with his pen noir. But luckily for him, the man he's killed basically looks like him.
Yeah, any messages for me? No. Oh, I got a suitcase you didn't ask about. Oh, I'll have that then.
Yeah. So he gets outside, and then a lady pulls up called Camille.
Yeah.
In a Ford Ka, which sounds like it's like rocket powered. It goes.
I thought it was electric.
I think it's supposed to be electric, but it sounds really good.
You couldn't get an electric Ka back. You can't get them now, I don't think.
I don't think you can.
Even the sound guys didn't give a bollocks.
So he gets in the car with Camille, and then a bloke on a motorbike's following them. She says that she was supposed to be meeting a geologist. And then he opens the suitcase and she's like, are there any problems? And he hands her the paperwork and he goes, no. And she opens the paperwork and it's just all blank pages. And in the suitcase is a picture of her and a pistol. And she kicks him out and drives off. And here's my other favourite bit in the film. The bloke on the motorbike turns up and says, you were supposed to shoot her. And he goes, yeah, well, I missed. And then he flips the bike.
That was quite cool. What I will say is for the next 10 minutes, I give up on what is going on with the plot.
Well,
all right, so why have they sent the woman who's going to get killed to pick up her own hitman, and why have they sent another bloke to work with the hitman but hasn't met the hitman? When he could just do the hitman in, why are you paying 2 people for one job?
I think he was supposed to pretending to be a geologist. No, I don't know actually.
Maybe he's a geologist and a hitman.
Yeah, like Pete Waterman. Except he's a train enthusiast and a hitman.
Okay, does he kill people?
No. He used to have a series in the 80s called The Hitman and Her when they were in nightclubs.
Oh, yeah, but he wasn't killing people.
No, but he was the hitman in that particular scenario.
Yeah, but there was a pun.
Exactly.
Imagine accidentally hiring Pete Waterman to kill your wife. And there's been a terrible... I've just written a track for it.
She goes to see the villain of the piece. Now, I think he's a great villain, but he's terribly misused. Because it's quite fun that he's a weedy little weird man.
Yeah, but you want him to be nasty. He feels like the HR department of like Spectre or something.
Well, he does something instantly that's quite nasty. With her geologist person that she had, we see him floating under the dock. That's quite nasty.
Yeah.
And he also says bullshit, which at the time was probably the rudest word that had been in a Bond film.
You know what burns more than all your bullshit?
I think No Time to Die drops the F-bomb as well. Yeah, it does.
Does it really?
Yeah, Ray Fiennes says the word fuck.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh, that's right, he does, yeah. Why don't they knock it off? Right?
Yeah.
I'm getting tired of this. James Bond is basically for 14-year-old boys, right, to watch on Easter Sundays, right? This is winding me up now.
Imagine if Roger Moore ran over a load of crocodiles and then went, fuck you, crocodiles. And they couldn't show that on bank holidays and all the 12-year-olds would cry.
Yeah.
And then when Drax dies at the end of Moonraker, instead of saying, why don't you take a giant leap for mankind, he says, why don't you fuck off, you bearded cunt. His name's Dominic Greene. Yeah. Bond tries to get in and he gives them the Universal Exports card. And that's where we get the very famous bit that everyone loves of the man with the broom who's an extra and the broom is not touching the ground.
That is nuts. I bet the reason was a sound issue.
Probably.
There's a lot of... My biggest problem with this scene isn't that. It's the fact that there's one point where Dominic Greene looks up and he looks across the dock and it cuts to Bond.
Yes.
Now, he doesn't actually see Bond, but it's confusing for us because it looks like it's Dominic Greene's point of view.
Yeah.
It's just really quite poorly directed. Like, he didn't get the shots he needed to put a scene together.
I don't rate him at all. No.
Well, he'd won an Oscar.
What was it for, though? Was it...
Was it Monsters Ball?
Yes, it was.
Thank you. I'm so honored. And I thank the Academy for choosing me to be the vessel for which is blessing my flow. Thank you.
Greene tells Camille that he suspects she is only with him because she wants to get to General Medrano. But Medrano turns up to have a meeting with Greene.
At that very moment.
At that very moment.
Very
And Greene says that his company can destabilise governments and put Medrano in charge. All they ask in return is a patch of worthless desert. Oh.
Now, do you know who's going to play Medrano?
No.
Al Pacino wanted it.
No.
Yeah.
Why?
They'd asked him if he wanted to play Dominic Greene and he wasn't interested. And then he read the script and he went, I quite like this pervy Bolivian.
I think the guy they got's perfect.
He is great, isn't he? Yeah.
I've seen him in quite a few things and he's always loads of fun. So then Medrano's like, cool, she's a bit of all right. And then Greene goes, oh, she really wants to meet you. He says, I tell you what, I'll chuck her in as a deal sweetener. And Camille's like, oh, all right. Medrano goes off with Camille on his speedboat. And Bond's like, right, well, I'm going to fucking ride my motorbike over all the docks, showing off.
Showing off, making a scene.
But then he gets in a boat and thus begins the worst shot action scene I've ever seen in my life.
Do you remember the show Thunder in Paradise starring Hulk Hogan?
Yes, I do.
Lou and I took off after the pirates, but we had a lot of ground to make up.
Could be a cutscene from this.
And it eventually ends with this huge collision, knocking out Camille, and then he just drops her off with some random blokes he's just seen and buggers off. So Bond calls them, and then she tells him off again. She goes, oh, how was Mr. Slate? And then Bond goes, oh, that was a bit of a dead end, meaning, I killed him. She's like, maybe you should stop killing people. He's like, maybe you should fucking mind your own business.
Yeah, maybe you should read my job description.
Yeah.
And my licence.
I've got a licence to kill. Means I can kill who I like. The milkman turns up late, I can shoot him in the head. I get overcharged.
That reminds me, go around my house. I'm not there at the minute. You're gonna have to. Can you tell him I don't want any bottles? Because otherwise, there's going to be a bunch of. Basically, I left my maid there to shoot the milkman if he's late.
Yeah, she's just sitting there now with a high-powered rifle. So M's like, well, we better ring our American cousins about this Dominic Greene fella. So she rings, and who is it? But now, huge star David Harbour. But then, no one. David Harbour.
I mean, he's in a Bond film. He's doing all right.
He couldn't get arrested then, though.
Oh, God. What the hell are you doing here? I mean, last time I was single and I was living on the Lower East Side. I have a family now, kids. I mean, this is so embarrassing.
I don't really follow the gossip trade, so this is the first that I found out that he's married to Lily Allen.
He's married
what
to Lily
party
Allen.
did they meet in?
I don't know. Maybe it was like, it's the Piece of Shit Awards in London's glittering West End, hosted by Keith Allen, who also walked away with all the awards. Gregory Beam, his name is, played by David Harbour. He's with our friend Felix. He goes, Dominic Greene, no, we've got no interest in him. And then M's like, well, he's got interest in him then.
Yeah, he must have, because he's the head of the piece of shit division of the CIA.
He's the piece of shit division. And then Beam is very happy to do business with Greene. And then Greene's like, I just want this land. And he's like, you haven't found diamonds, have you? And he's like, no, I haven't. And he's like, yeah, you probably have. And then they leave, and then Felix goes, those people are terrible. And then he has that other line that I quite like in this film, where he says, you're right, we should only deal with nice people.
I do, that is a nice line, well delivered. He's really good. It's just kind of a, I'm not sure why the character's in it. It feels like there's a whole plot line for that guy that's just not there.
It feels like he should get his comeuppance at the end, like being caught with his hand in the cookie jar, as it were, but he doesn't.
What does happen to him? We just don't see him again.
Nothing.
Yeah.
So, Bond goes to Austria.
Has he gone to Austria? Oh, the Tosca thing.
Goes to Tosca. Now, what the fuck's this about?
Well, the problem with this scene now is that one of the Mission Impossibles, I forget which, did this scene basically
much better.
1,000,000 times better.
Rogue Nation, yeah, at the opera with the flute rifle.
The flute gun, yeah.
Yeah, I remember watching that scene and just thinking, oh my God, why isn't Bond doing this? Because this is amazing. So tense. Very Hitchcock. Whereas this is just dull.
He's just standing about, and there's a bunch of people coming and
getting their quantum party bags.
So this blonde bloke comes up and he goes to the counter where the bags have been handed out, and they're basically going, normal or criminal syndicate? And he's gone, criminal syndicate, please.
And then they're all having these chats about, shall we plant a Nazi dinosaur in Chequers? And then Bonds goes, I've got a good idea. How about you stop holding a stupid fucking meeting at a pretentious opera? Why don't you do it in a wimpy?
Yeah, and this isn't coming from me. This is coming from everyone who's paid £350 a ticket, right?
Mm-hmm. So then all hell breaks loose because they all start buggering off, and Bond takes pictures of them with a tiny Sony camera from about 400 yards. And they all come
that's
out
going to look like nothing.
Yeah, and luckily MI6 have got the software that's able to decipher all of these images.
全新 C902 Cybershot Titanium 特別版 Sony Ericsson.
Bond gets in a fight, and this is where it just goes up its own arsehole, because the Tosca music takes over and all of the action takes place in silence.
I know, I've written down.
Hate it.
First of all, it's a very short and unexciting action scene with the sound up. What if we did it with the sound off? All right, let's see what happens. Well, that looks shit. It doesn't matter. We're going to the pub.
But yeah, no, it's just really pretentious. And but he goes up to the roof eventually, and a British agent.
Of course he
does.
does.
Up there. But there's a bit of a nod to the Spy Love Me here, I think. Because in the Spy Love Me, he asks, where's Fekesh? And he's holding that guy by the tie on the roof. Bond does that with this fella, but he pushes him a bit instead, and he lands on Green's car. I like this bit, by the way. Where Green says, does he work for us? And the guy goes,
is you one of ours? Yeah. No.
And he goes, then he should not be looking at my face. And then Green's people shoot him. So they make it sound like Bond's done it. And then Bond says that he tried not to. Even though I did shoot about 5 people before him. I didn't shoot that bloke.
Yeah.
And then she says, right, well, stop Bond's passports and cancel all of his cards. Like, what, even his personal ones?
Yeah, that one we write up. Because the thing is, how much is this boy earning? Because I've started totting it up over the course of all the Daniel Craig films. he must be doing quite well. Because the next time we see him, he's on his way to a very nice hotel on a one-man boat that he must now be paying for with his own cash. He must be like a dad from the 80s going on holiday to Spain with like a money belt the whole time.
Or he's doing a Dirk Diggler and sort of allowing men to watch him wank in an alley for £100 a go.
I mean, that must be it. He's going to cut off all his cards. But, Mom, he could just end up wanking in alleys. Yeah, well, if it happens, it happens. That would have been a better credit sequence.
Much better. He goes to the airport and then flies off to Talamon, Italy. And as you say, he's been privately escorted to go and see Mathis, who at the end of Casino Royale, we are led to believe was a traitor. He's like, well, he basically says, well, they were wrong, so they've paid me loads of money to go and live here and retire. And Bond's like, well, never mind that. Never mind that nice life you're having with all the wine and sunbathing with your nice wife. I want you to come and get murdered with me.
Yeah.
So they get on their Virgin Atlantic plane.
Prominently displayed Virgin Atlantic.
Prominently displayed. And Bond's like, oh, I'm so miserable, I can't sleep.
Mathis comes up wearing pyjamas on a plane, which is cute. Bond says, do you want a drink? And Mathis says, what's he having? And the guy tells him what he's drinking. I couldn't even deliver it. He goes, he's had 3 shots of gin, 1 of vodka, and half measure of Quina Lillet, which is not a vermouth. He's had 6 of those. That's 27 shots James Bond has drunk. He's not sitting there looking sad. He's sitting there going, oh, fucking, have I ever told you about Diana Rigg?
They arrive at the airport and they're greeted by Fields and Fields. Gemma Arterton, who I've got a lot of time for, but she hasn't, not really much of a part for her here, is there?
No, not really.
We're staying at this hotel. We're staying at a very low profile hotel.
I'm going to say the best joke.
It's a great joke. Years. She says, our cover is we're teachers on sabbatical. And he looks at the hotel and goes, no, this is crap. Gets in the taxi, drives to a great hotel and says, we're teachers on sabbatical who've just won the lottery. It's a great joke.
Yeah.
He seduces Fields.
I mean, too easily. Usually I'm like, it's Bond, I buy it. Not this one. She clearly hits his gut straight away. And his chatterline is, come and help me find my stationery. Oh, there's me fountain pen, it's leaking again. And she just has a little smile and going, oh yeah, I'm going to go help him find his Basil and Bond now. Right? Yeah. And
Fields is like, oh, I can't believe I've slept with you. It's so boring and obvious. And he's like, well, whatever. Why don't you get yourself something on? And we'll go to a party. So they go to the party, and it's really boring. Bond finds Greene talking to Camille. And it looks like he's going to try and push her off the old balcony. Well,
he does give her a push, and the balcony cracks a bit because it's like an old stone building. It's like, first of all, that's not safe. Sorry, is this house made of digestives?
It does feel like it, doesn't it? And then Bond interrupts and says, "Oh, there you are."
Because he says, "How well do you know Bond, Camille? Everything he touches withers and dies. What's withered and died?"
Yeah, Vesper, that's it.
She didn't wither.
Fault. No,
she drowned and died. Right?
And she betrayed him, so it's not his fault.
and
unless he's talking about his house plants.
That's what I've written down. He goes, "Oh yeah, I'm not talking about her. I've been keeping an eye on. He's got this begonia that's fucked." Like, other characters keep painting him in the dialogue as this tragic, haunted figure. But honestly, the way they talk about him is...
I know, it's stupid, isn't it?
It's like, is this James Bond or is it Wigsby from Rising Damp you're talking about?
But Bond takes her away, but not before Fields trips up Elvis on the stairs. And then they're stopped by police, and the police are like, get out of the Land Rover. And he's like, oh, I wonder why. And then the guy goes, open the boot, and he's like, what's in there? Now, this bit's confusing as fuck, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know how this has happened.
I know what's happened here is that Mathis has been beaten up and put in the boot, and they're supposed to think that Bond's done it, right? The police.
Yeah.
So Bond manages to kill the police, but not before Mathis is shot a couple of times in the back by the police. And then he goes to Mathis, and Mathis goes, oh, forgive Vesper. And he's like, what? All right. And then he goes, Mathis isn't your real name, is it? And he goes, no. And he goes, it's not a very good one, is it? What?
Sounds all right. It's one of those bits that goes like, oh, you're just saying things now.
Yeah, I was going to say,
script.
This film feels like it's weighted, but there's no weight in it at all. It feels like we're going to have a weighty emotional scene with the death of Mathis, who, 20 minutes ago we brought out of a lovely retirement and now he is in a bin.
Yeah.
But we are saying this is a beautiful moment. And then you actually stop and hear what they're talking about. You're like, this is stupid. I don't understand what's going on. So then, Bond chucks him in the bin and Camille's like, oh, that's not very nice. And he says it's what he would have wanted. Or he says, I'm sure he wouldn't mind.
He wouldn't care.
I think he would care. Dan, when you pass away, would you like to have a lovely funeral service with a family content, or would you like to be in a bin in Bolivia?
Do you know what? I was thinking this during this scene, and I think I agree and go, I wouldn't give a toss.
Because you're dead?
Yeah.
So Bond and Camille arrive at an airstrip and he swaps his Land Rover for a plane. And then we get another really dull action sequence with planes.
Yeah. I've just written Airwolf.
Yeah, it's Airwolf. But on paper, this should be fun, but it's really boring. And then when they eventually do jump out of the plane, it's CG. That's unforgivable. Then they land, and then they're in this little cave in Bolivia.
It's a proper polystyrene cave, like from Star Trek as well.
It is, yeah. So then Bond and Camille have a long, boring conversation about her past and how General Medrano murdered her entire family and set her house on fire, leaving her in there. So that's why she's got these scars. And she said, yeah, well, basically, I wanted to kill him for 20 years and you ruined it. So thanks a lot, dickhead. And also, she's the only Bond girl he doesn't sleep with.
We assume.
But basically, the twist is that the reason they want all this land is because there's an underground dam where they've been storing all the water. So it's not diamonds and it's not anything obvious, it's water. Water is an important commodity that they're siphoning off from all the people.
Yeah.
Which is quite boring, isn't it?
If I was reading The Guardian and going, oh, isn't it terrible what's happening in Bolivia? I'd be like, it's terrible what's happening in Bolivia. It's a Bond film, and as a Bond viewer, I'm going, I don't really give a crap.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, everyone. I want lasers pointed at the moon or whatever.
So Bond and Camille go back to the town, and then he goes into his hotel, and that's when M is there, and she shows him that Fields is dead. That's what M actually says. She's covered in oil, so it's a bit of a Goldfinger nod.
It's exactly Goldfinger. She's in the same position.
And Bond just looks at her and goes, I didn't do that. Also, no one did the oil fields joke. It's so obvious.
But she goes, you're so blinded by rage, you don't care who you hurt. And she gets really angry and goes, she was supposed to send you home. She just works in office and you got her killed. He didn't get her killed.
Well, it's your fault then, because she's not a field agent. It's your fault then.
But it's that thing of Bond gets blamed for stuff. I feel almost sad for it. He's a bit more like Frank Spencer. Oh, Frank, look what you've done now. You shagged the bird and she died of oil. Right? It's like...
So Bond's suspended and he's handcuffed and put in a lift, and then we get a bit where he beats up all his comrades, all his colleagues. So he goes back to him and goes, look, basically, shut the fuck up. I know what's going on. I'm going to go and sort this out. I'll have it sewn up in an hour. Not an hour, 2 hours. And then he gets outside and Camille's there in her car and picks him up. And then he goes to meet Felix. Felix says to him that they're going to meet at this hotel. There's a hotel in the middle of the desert that's the most explosive hotel that's ever been built in the world. Perla de las Dunas, hotel in the desert. And Medrano and his men are waiting for Greene, and then they have a little expository chat. Why is this building so hot? It is the fuel cells. They are highly flammable. What is the point of that? It is so they explode, you fucking idiot.
Yeah. Well, luckily we're near a fire station, are we? No.
The fire brigade here is one man. He has asthma and no car. And one bucket.
And he's allergic to water.
And he pisses oil, which is terrible for fire.
Chip Pan Willie, we call him.
Chip Pan Willie. But what I hate is that they get to the hotel and he's like, have you ever killed someone? She's like, no. And he goes, well, I'm going to give you a really pretentious long speech while I sit here in glasses that are too small for my face.
Yeah.
And Bond jumps in the bonnet and goes, you and I had a mutual friend, and then shoots him in the face. But it's all done so quickly you can't really tell what's happening immediately.
Well, the whole scene is. I mean, this is the big third act scene. It lasts about 2.5 minutes.
Yeah. Camille gets with Medrano. Bond has a fight with Greene, which is just like really... It just doesn't work because he's quite a small man compared to Daniel Craig.
He's got an axe, so that gives him a bit of an edge.
But even then, it doesn't work, does it?
Yeah, it is the equivalent of just Daniel Craig holding his arm out onto Dominic Greene's forehead.
Yeah. Yeah, the entire hotel, as we predicted earlier, explodes into an inferno. Bond is trapped in a room with Camille after Medrano has been shot, and then a fuel cell gets exposed in the wall, because obviously they're in the wall everywhere. And he shoots that and blows the wall out. And then he follows Greene out into the desert and then says to him,
I bet you make it 20 miles before you consider drinking that.
Fucking stupid. Who would drink oil, even if they were thirsty? So Bond goes back to Camille. They go to the train station and he drops her off. And they have a little smooch. She says, I wish I could set you free. It's like, Jesus Christ, love, so do we. Fucking hell. But no, we got another 3 films of this shit.
Yeah.